Sally. How are you tonight?
How are you?
I am doing good. Welcome, everybody out there, to the Soul Space with Georgia Rose. I am a psychic intuitive and astrologer, and I'm here on Govs Radio every Tuesday at 6:30. And I hope that you guys out there will join me, because it's really hard to fill an hour all by yourself if nobody calls in to the show. So last week, the phone lines were ringing, ringing, ringing. We didn't even get to everybody, so I'm sure there are people out there. Usually, I like to start the show. You can see I have some tarot cards and some things, but I usually like to start the show with some astrology. So, I want to say last week we were talking about all these planets in Aries, and they've all moved to Taurus this week, so we should see the energy leveling off quite a bit. I'm going to go on Facebook right now and share the show, because I love to do that. And if you're watching and you want to share the show with anybody that you are friends with on Facebook, we would love that, because there is so many great programs on Govs, and we just love it when people share our shows. And I'm here on Govs Radio. There I am in an echo. See that? I've got Joanna Maya out there. How are you tonight, Joanna? I hope you're feeling better than you were last week. And I've got Marianne Sabatino and Aaron. Got my regulars. Want to see some new people out there too. So let me share my show right now. I'm going to rate my post. And if you want to call into the show tonight, the number is 516-465-3990. We're going to be doing some astrology, going to be doing a few readings, going to be pulling some cards. And then next week, we're going to start with some really great guests. For those of you who are just tuning in, new to the Soul Space, I am here every week talking about some spiritual topic. And if you have anything that you'd like to hear about, just give us a call and tell us to do a show on it, and we'll try and do that. I got Terry Frattini out there and John Mineta. I'm going to have John Mineta on the show sometime soon. Love to do that. And so, Sally, how did your week go? Did you feel a difference in the energy with all these planets moving from Aries to Taurus? Because I know you have Taurus in your chart.
Yeah, I have a lot of Taurus, so that was a really good thing. Yeah. I don't know if I felt any energy. I just feel, I don't know, maybe more at peace.
Oh, see, that's good. Energy leveled off a little bit. So I'm going to actually talk a little bit about the chart. So we've got right now a lot of things happening this week, which will be a little bit turbulent. I don't know if Sally can bring up the chart. Do we have that chart, Sally, or is that too dark?
Sure.
Good. I'm going to talk about it, because I always feel like if I show you guys the chart of the week, this is the current chart. I feel like if I show it to you, that you will probably learn astrology a little bit easier. So in the current chart, we've got Mercury in Taurus, and the sun actually just moved into Taurus today. So you have a birthday coming up, right, Sal?
Yeah, I do. Just couple of weeks away.
We're going to have to celebrate on the show. Another trip around the sun. So we've got Mercury going into Taurus. Mercury in Taurus is our mind. It's the way we communicate. It's our speech. In Taurus, it's grounded a little more. We speak a little slower. We think about what we have to say a little more, and we're more deliberate in our speech. In Aries, we were kind of jumping the gun a little bit, maybe answering questions before they were asked, things like that. But with Mercury and Taurus, we're going to find that we're a little bit more methodical about what we're thinking and doing. The sun in Taurus is a great energy. Whenever the sun is in Taurus every year at this time, we feel like we want to have all the creature comforts of home. We want to have, the warm blankie, the nice meal, the massage. Those are all. Taurus loves sensual things. Not so much sexual, but sensual. It loves our creature comforts. Loves to feel at home. And there's a couple of things happening this week that are a little bit, I don't want to say negative, because they're not. They're just a lot of energy. So we might feel that. We have some squares to the planet Saturn happening. And they are Mercury and the Sun and Venus. And so when those squares come in, it kind of changes the energy to a point where we're like done. We're like, you know what? I'm done arguing. I'm done talking. I'm done thinking about this. And we start to move on. On the 24th, Mercury is going to help us make some choices. So if you've got things that are hanging in the air, Mercury on the 24th is going to actually push those into the forefront. On the 23rd, Venus is helping us make choices. So that'll be in our relationships, in our love places, romantic relationships, familial relationships, any place where we actually are feeling love and romantic. Venus is going to come in and help us make choices on that. So we have some squares also coming in later in the month to Uranus, and squares into Uranus are actually going to make us have some changes that come in really fast and really furious. And when that happens, fasten your seatbelt. So Sunday's the day, guys. Sunday's going to be a very changeable day. So maybe if you can just relax, do some nice Sunday type things, because Sunday's going to be decision day for a lot of us with some of the things that are going to be happening in the next few days. So I'm going to read some comments. We've got David Schwartz is out there. I've got Pauline out there. Hey, Pauline, how are you? Real estate sell by door. I always find that that is true. It's the spring market. You know, in my earthbound life, I am a realtor. So we actually always are busy in in May. So that's about all the astrology I really wanted to talk about tonight. If you guys have astrology questions, you can call in and I will give you some astrology readings. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and this is like kind of a topic that I was listening to a video on YouTube the other day. And they were talking about how it takes courage to use your talent. And it kind of hit home for me because I was thinking about how when I first started the show a year ago, I was so nervous and it was such a big undertaking for me. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, talking to people online and things like that. And I felt, oh, what if I feel pressured to read them or I don't do well, communicating with my guests. It was all this anxiety. But I knew I had a talent to, kind of be spontaneous and talk to people on the air. So I had to jump in and do it. So I would love to hear your stories about something that you have a talent for, but you still held yourself back. Because I think part of living Zencuda is having the ability, but also having the courage to allow your ability to come forward. And I think about the word responsibility. And what is responsibility? It's responding to your ability. And that takes courage. So I'd love to hear some stories about how you guys were courageous enough to, let your talents come through and really work and live with your talents and really be responsive to the ability of your talents. So if anybody wants to call into the show, the number is 516-465-3990. If you have a question you want me to answer psychically, astrologically, we can do readings for you tonight live. Hey, I'm Janine. I have Susan Elliott. I think you might be a new watcher. I've got, who else have I got out there? A lot of people out there tonight. Okay. I have a delay, so I don't see the comments right away. Aaron Bartles is out there. Aaron sent me this beautiful rose quartz with a little light inside a few weeks ago, and I actually now have it in my dining room right next to a picture of what I call my Dead Relative Society. I have a bunch of relatives who passed away, grandparents and parents, and I always call them my Dead Relative Society. And I have Aaron's beautiful rose quartz with the light inside, and I leave it on all night and all day. It's plugged in, and it just gives this beautiful glow to the dining room. So Terry Frattini said one of the things that she actually faced talented-wise was she had a calling to be a cop and work with domestic violence and stuff. That would take a lot of courage, Terry. I commend you for that. I think that's a special person. I know I saw something on your feed the other day that you were thinking about retiring. I hope you continue some of that work in your retirement, maybe on a volunteer basis, because that is so needed. I have Joanne Papalardo out there, Sarah Stack. I hope you're doing good.
I'm going to put Joanne on now.
Phone lines are ringing. I have Joanne on the phone. Joanne. Hi, Joanne. How are you tonight?
Hi, how are you?
I am good.
Yeah, I'm seeing it double. You're at a different part because I was listening on a different part.
Oh,
you were saying something about the 22nd was going to be a crazy day?
Yes, I was saying about that last week because we have some planets going into Taurus, but they're squaring Saturn. And then they also, we have Mercury in Taurus starting to hit Uranus. So that's going to be changes. It's decisions and things that we have to make. So when Mercury and the Sun and Venus all hit that point in the charts in Taurus, I would say from April 22nd to April 25th, we're going to see ourselves kind of forced to make some energy shifts. We're done arguing. We're done talking about something. It's time to basically just get it moving forward, depending on where Taurus is in your chart. This is decisions. This is, people are going to, we're done thinking about it. It's over with. We've had enough of that. And now we're whatever it is, we're let's move it forward. Let's get it done. Let's just make our decision. Sunday is really the day when the energy will change, but it's the culmination of all of that. I have to decide. I need to make a decision about whatever's been on my mind the last few days.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I know
You're always very so inspirational.
Oh,
For some
thank
reason,
you.
I'm
Thank
talking to you, but I'm listening to something different.
Okay.
No, I'm not listening to different. I'm a different part of your show. I don't
Oh,
understand.
because there's always a delay. There's always a little bit
Oh,
delay.
okay.
Yeah, we have like a 5-second delay or 30-second delay. So I think, is there
Okay.
someone else on the line, Sal? Yeah, I have another call. Wait, did you have a question for me, Joanne?
No question.
Well, I'm glad that you got to call into the show tonight. I always want to talk to you, and I never get to, so it's good. So we have somebody else on the line? So Terry said she retired after 30 years. 30 years as a cop is quite a milestone, and I have to say thank you to you, because I know doing that now is a lot different than it was 30 years ago. So more kudos to you, and everyone, let's send some gratitude out to Terry Frattini, because I'm sure there were some really amazing stories that she could tell us of times that she had to really have courage. So I'm going to pick a card for the general energy, and I always start the show by picking a regular tarot card and also a soul card, just for the general energy. And I know we had some things happening just before I came into the studio tonight in the current events department, and I want to say I have no opinion about it. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So I'm going to put this card down here so you can see it on camera. Unless, can I use this camera, Sally, or no? Should I just put it on the table?
Yeah, no, that's great.
Okay. So this is the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles energy really matches the astrology. And I always find that my tarot always matches my astrology, because it's as above, so below. Whatever's going on in the sky is going on here on Earth. And that is so true. So the Queen of Pentacles is usually a card of someone who is sitting on the throne. She's good in business. She's someone that is usually, we're coming into Taurus. We just left Aries. Queen of Pentacles would be an Aries sign. So for me, this card is really indicative that the energy is changing. The Queen of Pentacles card is also a card of confidence, of being strong in your decisions, and really being, I'd say, very convicted in your ways. You are definitely, your resolve is there. You're more resolute. So this week is a week of decision making, like I said, with Mercury and the Sun going into Taurus, squaring Saturn, conjuncting Uranus. So it's a week of decision. So pulling the Queen of Pentacles to me says that we're going to be very firm and very resolute by the time Sunday rolls around in whatever we're trying to change in our life. Yes, Terry, that is so true. Especially 30 years ago as a female cop, that really must have been something. Good evening, Fran Mid. I've got some new people on board tonight. That is awesome. So
We have a call if you'd like to.
sure, put a call through.
Hold on.
Hi, Linda. How are you? So who do I have on the line tonight? Hi, welcome to Soul Space. Hello, welcome to Soul Space.
Hello? All right.
Maybe the phone isn't working.
No, it's working fine. It's showing that it's
Remember when
open.
we were kids and you would be waiting for a guy to call? Like now, nobody waits for a guy to call as a kid because they just text them. But I remember as a kid, you wouldn't let anyone talk on the phone because you wanted this guy to call. And all you had was a phone in the house,
Right.
So I'm really dating myself now. So you would not let anybody else call, use the phone. Get off that phone. I'm waiting for a call, right? For days until this guy called. So
Yeah, I remember waiting for. I was applying for a job, and I would run to the mailbox and run back up just in case I missed the call. It was I was so nervous.
And so the soul card I pulled, this card, it's funny because we were just talking about the divine feminine, and I feel like this card is so indicative of divine feminine. If we could put the camera on this card, Sally, we've got too much going on.
It is on, yeah. And
okay, cool.
I'm gonna put
So-
this person through if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
right.
We'll find out who it is. This card to me really represents divine feminine, and Taurus is a very feminine sign.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening. You're on the Soul Space.
Hello.
Hello.
I got disconnected. I think you were putting me through, but somehow just hung up.
Yeah,
That's
you were on
Sally.
hold for just a little bit, and
Yeah,
then by the
that's
time
Sally. Her phone skills are lacking.
I have phone
Just
etiquette
kidding.
issues.
Okay, no problem. It's not a big deal. I know there's like crazy stuff going on with the electronics lately.
There is
Everybody's been getting
actually
all crazy stuff happening.
Mercury and
I
Uranus
typed in
together.
the real number, the new number, the original, whatever, the number that's correct.
Yeah.
I hope that's right.
So who am I talking to?
Oh, Pauline.
Oh, hi, Pauline. How are you?
Oh, hi. I'm sorry. I didn't know that they put me through because I was holding for you and I got disconnected.
It's me live on
Oh, wow.
on
Okay, my
dubsradio.com.
question, since you actually brought it up about what's going to be surprise stuff that's going to happen, my Chiron is in the 7th house,
Right.
and my South Node is in the 7th house. And you said relationship stuff is going to be coming up, suddenly, decisions.
Yeah.
And the retrograde, my South Node. So what would that...
Everyone's nodes are retrograde. They're always retrograde.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, I really think that that's something from the past coming back in. And a lot of times when things come back in from the past, people always think, oh, this is the person I'm supposed to be with. This is my soulmate. A lot of times because it is emotional because you have a history with this person. But more times than not, when I do readings, when people come back from our past, it's actually to either reconcile the energy so that we no longer are thinking about it and doesn't become a play in our life, or it comes back in so that we learn the lesson that we didn't learn the first time around. So that doesn't always culminate in the relationship or the person returning into your life being reconciled where you are together. But it does usually reconcile the energy in some way. I'm a firm believer that when the universe gives us these type of transits, especially with the South Node, it usually occurs so that we can heal something that's repetitive in our life and show us a pattern. That's very common with South Node, especially in the 7th house. And if you have Chiron there, that's going to be all about your healing.
And they're both Aquarius.
Yeah, it's going to be about your healing because it's your Chiron. 7th house is relationship. So you're going to heal through this connection. That doesn't necessarily, it could mean that you end up together. You know, fate is one thing. But it more times than not, when I see that, it usually means that you somehow have a different perception by the time this is running its course and you're ready to move on and now you don't think about this anymore. Usually, if someone comes back into your life on a South Node connection, it's an energy that you've been thinking about, you know, since the first time they were there.
And it would be good if I had their chart, this way I could see what's going on. This way, know if it's going to be totally just karmically, and that's it. And then I could let go finally.
Yeah, and what I would say, truthfully, and this is the advice I give to a lot of people that I read for, and it's advice that someone gave to me about 20 years ago, and I really took to heart. And what it is that we get into these situations, and, you know, we like to put labels like, oh, this is my soulmate, this is the love of my life, this is all these things. And it could be, and that's beautiful. But also, what do we really want? We just want the feeling of that feeling. We want the feeling of being in love. We want the feeling of a soulmate. We want that partnership. We don't need to assign it to a certain person. So whoever this person is in your life, let it unfold. Don't try and assign the outcome to him that this is my soulmate. This is the person I'm meant to be with. Allow it to unfold and give that your full attention. Because we preoccupy and distract ourselves with what we are trying to convince ourselves it should be, and we miss it.
Yeah, it's like being in the past or being in the future. You're not really being in the present when you really have to work on that. And if you can't get along in the present, you're not going to get along in the past or the future.
So let it unfold, because it's in the unfolding that all of your questions will be answered.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew this. The moon is, when you're born, it says what your moon is, but the phase of the moon that you were born in, that makes a difference? And how would that play into?
Yes, if you're born during a new moon, usually that creates more of an initiative type energy in your chart. If you're born on a full moon, sometimes you're very psychic because the illumination of the full moon is at its fullest. If you're born on a waning moon, sometimes that can make you more detached or more secretive. So yes,
but a waxing moon.
Right. Waxing moon usually would make someone also slightly detached or hopeful.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, or hopeful. But I want to tell you, if someone has Cancer in their chart or they're a Cancer moon, that person is very changeable because the moon is ruling their chart, and the moon changes every 2 days.
Oh,
So
gosh.
anybody who's a Cancer moon you're going to see that's why a lot of people get the reputation that Cancers are moody. They're
My
not. It's
rising
the
is
moon.
Cancer. That screws me up too, doesn't it?
Well, it doesn't screw you up. There's no good or bad energy. It's just energy. You learn to work with it. If you have
Well,
a
the
very
moon's
changeable
so
type of
significant.
personality and you know you change, use that to your assertion to try new things. So,
All right, thank you. I'll let somebody else call in.
oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling in. So I just wanted to show you guys that we pulled this soul card. And I felt like this was divine feminine. And I also feel like this is also Taurus energy for me is very feminine energy. Not every astrologer would agree with that, but for me it just is. And this really, if I look at this card, it looks like somebody just in total joy and bliss. And the reason why I feel like this is Taurus energy is because Taurus, when they get their creature comforts, like Taurus, give them a massage, let them have a beautiful dinner, let them give them a foot rub. You know, they just love to be pampered and in the creature comforts. They love the earth. They love to, be in nature. And that would be what a Taurus would look like if you did all those things to them. Right? They're like,
great.
yippee!
Yeah, that's
So
great.
I thought that was, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is a happy Taurus. So
Yep.
very cool stuff. So we've got some new people on tonight. I welcome you all. I hope you'll be joining us every 6:30. Zencuda Soul Space is actually part of the Zencuda community. And Zencuda is a lifestyle brand that I founded. And basically Zencuda means listening to your soul and living that song. So if you feel like that's something you want to do more of, then join our community. We're here every Tuesday at 6:30. We're on Facebook, Georgia Rose Zencuda, Instagram, Zencuda Official, and I have a YouTube channel with over 100 videos, including meditations. I have to update some of those. We got to put more of the shows on there. You can also watch my show on govsradio.com, and the YouTube channel is Zencuda. I have Todd Fisher on. I have Pauline. I have David. I have all these people. I got to go back in the comments to see them all. Heidi Homer. Heidi, I love you. Heidi is, actually, I want to call her my niece. She's not my niece by blood. She's actually my niece by more than that. And I just love her. She's up in Saratoga, and she does Reiki. Runs in the family, you see. Welcome, Heidi. And I've got Linda, my buddy. Terry, we talked to before. I'm so grateful to anyone who does 30 years as a police officer, especially, as Pauline pointed out, a female, because 30 years ago, female cops were not that popular, really.
Yeah, Terry's fantastic. She was down in North Carolina, near Raleigh, and she was just fantastic.
Wow. So if anybody wants to call in, I'll pull a card for you. You got to call in. Or do a quick reading for you, 516-465-3990. If you have any question about your sign or what's going on in your life, please call into the show.
When you say that we're going into Taurus, the
sun went in today, yeah.
How long does it last before it goes, and what does it go into, Gemini next?
Yeah, it goes into Gemini next. So
how long does it last?
Usually about around 30 days, 29, 30 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you always know when someone is a Gemini or a Taurus or whatever. Heidi saying we're soul sisters. We certainly are, my Heidi. So while we have a few minutes and nobody's banging on the phone lines, which you all need to call in if you want a card. So, so these are Circle of Light cards. And Heidi knows about these. I showed them to her a while ago. These are a deck of cards that I actually created. Every card, the words are written by me. The booklet is written by me. The pictures are all, many of them are taken by me. And they're just beautiful cards. And they come with a crystal. And the way they're used is you put the cards in a circle on a table. You spin the crystal that they come with. And you pick a card for that day. They're oracle cards. And you can get them on my website, Zencuda.com. They look like this on the front part of the card. And then the backs of the cards have these beautiful pictures and photographs that represent whatever number the card is. And if you use these cards, I just dropped them over the desk. If you use these cards,
good thing we're not on a boat.
If you use these cards, you'll see they're very significant when you pull one, not just for the message in the card, but also for the number. I actually tried to correspond the numbers spiritually of what the message came to me when I did the card. And I'm going to pull one tonight just to give you guys an example. And if you want to purchase these, like I said, they're on Zencuda.com. And you can purchase them and we'll send them out to you. They come with a small crystal. You don't have to use them that way. You can also just use them, by pulling a card or whatever you need to do. So I'm going to pull one just so you guys can get an idea of what these are. Let's see. Spirit, give us a message from the Circle of Light. And when I created these cards, I just put so much light into them because I wanted to give a gift out to everyone in the world that needed some light. So the card I picked was number 20, which is Soul. And you can see the photograph that we chose for this. And the card says soul. There is no greater power than the eternal light of the soul. And then the cards come with a little booklet. And the booklet has all the numbered cards in it. And number 20, I'll just read you the message. It says soul, eternal light. The most powerful light in the world is a light within your soul. This soul light is eternal and carried through all lifetimes. It was ignited when you were made by the source of energy that created you. It has no end and it continues to the next lifetime. This soul reincarnates into the energy that the Creator and you choose throughout its existence. This card urges you to connect with your soul to give you not only clarity about your life path, but higher knowledge about yourself and the situations around you. This requires quiet and solitude. I thought that was actually really cool that I picked this card because I just wrote something on my social media about soul the other day, which was actually a download or a communication that I got when I woke up that morning, which I oftentimes write on my social media communications I get from Spirit. So I just think this is a beautiful card, and I chose this photograph actually because it has a light coming through the clouds. And when I was a kid, I used to always think of that as like the gates of heaven, but it just really, really means the soul to me so much. So that is definitely just a really appropriate card. I'm actually going to leave that out to remind me about that tonight. Certainly, Pauline, if you want to buy a deck, I will absolutely autograph them for you. And we can do that. Is there someone on the phone line?
Yep.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to Soul Space. I'm Georgia Rose.
Hi, Georgia. It's Aaron. I just thought
Aaron.
I'm actually driving right now, but I thought I would call in and because I don't think I've ever called in.
No, you haven't. It's so good to talk to you. Everybody, Aaron is from Texas, and Aaron actually found me on social media, and he has been very devoted to my work, and he's such a cool person. He always follows the soul journey, and he's always trying to improve his life. I know you are on this crazy job, weird path right now, Aaron. Like one job offer he takes, and then another one comes in and all this stuff. So what's going on with that?
So, yeah, that was exactly what I was going to ask about. And also, I think Taurus for me, or my Mercury is in the 8th house. That's where Taurus is in my chart. So
okay.
That'll probably be interesting.
Uh-huh. That makes sense to me because you've been going through a lot of ups and downs, and that 8th house is transformation.
Yeah.
So deep work.
So yeah, like for me with this job, it's like I took this job because in it, this job is fine. Like it's a new job. Everything's good. And I said, okay, well, maybe if this is where I'm meant to be, that's where I'm meant to be, and I'll be okay. But this other job is a job that I actually really wanted. It's like it picks up and then it goes away and then it picks up and then it goes away, and then when I think it's dead, it comes back.
That happens so many times. Well, we're getting like a seesaw, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to pull a couple of cards for you, but what I feel like that happens to everybody, so don't take it personally, because sometimes it's just, timing. And I always feel we're in that kind of almost like a round robin, that there really is things being orchestrated on a higher level that we don't know about. So you have to trust and try and flow. And it's hard because it really pushes our buttons because we want what we want. Right? I always say that. So I'm going to pick a couple of cards because I feel like especially this week with that Taurus energy and everything, Aaron, I feel like as I was saying on the show before, I don't know if you heard it, but decisions. This is like the week where we're making decisions. So I think this is the week where this finally all plays out for you. First card I got for you was the Magician card in the upside down reverse position. When I see the Magician, usually that means, anything is possible. You have the power to do whatever you want. The fact that it's in the reverse position makes me feel like you're getting a little bit caught up in the dynamic of the daily transactional stuff instead of the bigger picture. So try and refocus on the bigger picture, even if you have to do a little bit of a meditation about that, Because when I get the magician card in the reverse position, which is how it came in, that means we're pushing away that energy of our ability. So it could be that you're really distracted by the day-to-day picture instead of the big focus of what you really want. And then the other card that I got was, this is my grief card, and this was also in a reverse position, which means that your grief over this is coming to an end. So I'll bet you by the end of this week, by Monday latest, this all resolves in some way and it comes out the way you really want it to. Did we lose you, or are you still there? I know you were driving.
No, I'm still there.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Sorry,
you.
I was driving. That makes sense, and that's actually it's kind of weird because that was kind of, I had a really long drive today, and that was my thought process was just like, you know, there's a lot of things that's kind of in like you know how like sometimes like something falls to the floor and breaks, and it's like, well, maybe you just leave the pieces there and you find a way to be happy.
Yeah, and I think that's how we let life flow. And instead of worrying about, you know, what are they doing, when are they going to call, why haven't they called, get those thoughts out of your mind and just go into the trust of whatever's going to happen, I know is going to be really for my highest good, because that's the way spirit operates. Okay?
Thank you. All right.
All right, sweetie. I'll talk to you soon. Good luck with everything. Yep. Bye-bye. So I forgot to pull a card for Pauline when she called in, so I'm going to pull a card for her. And Pauline, this is for your reconnection that you're undergoing now and wondering, you know, what it's really all about.
And then we also have another person on the line.
Okay. So Pauline, I'm going to pick this card for you. Pauline, you've got the World card. This is I call it the World card. This is someone who's looking out and seeing unlimited possibility. So anything can happen with this, but I feel really strongly on a psychic basis that this is more about you than him. And I tell this to people a lot. I actually was just telling it to one of my really good girlfriends yesterday. Focus on yourself, not the other. Because it's always about us. It's not about the other. We think it is, but it's not. It's always about us in the sense of our own growth and our own healing. So I really would take that World card to mean that you have unlimited possibility no matter what happens. So if we want to... Oh, I didn't see that she wanted a Circle of Light card. Hi, welcome to Soul Space. This is Georgia Rose. I can hear myself in the background if you want to turn your radio or
Hello?
Hi, you're on Soul Space with Georgia Rose.
Hi, Georgia Rose.
Yeah, is this David?
Yeah, this is David.
Hi, David. How are you? Did you want me to pick a card for you?
Yeah, please. I'm going through a really rough time this month.
Uh-oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I had to go see my doctor today. My iron was low, my blood pressure, and everything else going on. Yeah, I've been
Are
going
you
through a
eating
really rough
okay?
time.
Are you eating well, or are you eating things you shouldn't be eating?
Well, I've just been eating very light.
Okay, good.
Been feeling, whatever this month.
Okay.
I'm going through rough times.
All right. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards for you. I'm actually going to pull a soul card for you.
Okay. That'd be great.
Terry, Pauline gave me that idea, and I'm going to do that. And let's see. So. David, I picked card number 21, Freedom. So I feel like your thoughts are what's holding you down. So if you can break free from the negative thoughts, I think that you're going to start to feel better. If you can get out a little bit in nature, are you walking or doing anything outside, even going out and sitting in the yard?
Not really, no.
You need to do that because you need to change your mindset, because I think the mind is really controlling everything here. So definitely change your mindset. The freedom is in your thoughts. You have to really start thinking more positively, and then you're going to feel better physically.
Not really, no.
You need to do that. Okay? Change your mindset, because I think the mind is really controlling everything. All right, David?
Yeah.
Thank you for calling in. I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. So I have to say, sometimes also with the change of seasons, we get kind of icky feeling if we have a lot of allergies. I know I do. But I think it's just the energy. I think after Sunday, we're going to feel a surge of really great positivity. So I would definitely sign your deck, Pauline. What does this say? So Terry says she was born under the silver moon,
What does that mean? I saw that. I was like, sounds like a song. Like, what does that even mean? That's what she just said.
So it's like the sound at the light of the silver moon song. Just
Did she just say that?
Oh, she's born at the sliver moon. Okay, that's funny. Yeah, she just said that.
I'm like, what's the silver moon?
Yeah, this is the crescent moon we call it.
All right.
Yeah, that means that your chart is not as illuminated by the moon as if it was at a full moon. So that's kind of what that means. So. Call into the show, everybody. The number is 516-465-3990. Let's have some people call into the show. I love it when people actually talk to me.
Yeah. No, it's really nice.
Who else have I got on here? I got to go back and look at all the comments. Hold on a second. So I was saying about cancers. For anybody out there who has anyone in their family who's a cancer, or if they're a cancer, cancers are ruled by the moon. So cancers can be very changeable. People often think they're moody, but they change every 2 days because the moon changes every 2 days. So, especially right now we have Mars in Cancer. So we're going to have a lot of break gas, depending on where the moon is actually, because Cancer is ruling Mars and Mars is our energy. So, Cancer plays a really big part in everyone's chart, depending on what planets you have there, because they're all governed by the moon, anything in Cancer.
And what if, like let's say your rising sign is in Cancer? Like, what would that do right now? Or
that's what I think Pauline was talking about. So with the rising sign in Cancer and Mars in Cancer now, transiting Cancer now, that's what's going to happen is you're going to feel different every 2 days. And you probably would demonstrate that because the first house, the rising sign, is yourself. It's the house of you, the way you appear to the world. So for all our Cancers out there, you may have a little bit of a rocky road or a lot of energy, back and forth energy for the next few weeks while Mars is in your sign. Slow tonight. Last time the phones were ringing off the hook. What are you guys doing out there? All right. So what else can we talk about tonight, Sally? I know you're a little bit interested in astrology. When did you first get interested?
I have a sister who's 14 years older than I am, so that basically makes her a hippy-dippy 60s.
60s chick.
Yeah.
My sister's a 60 chick, too.
So she was really into it, and she was so much older than I was, and I just adored her, and I just really wanted attention from her. And so I learned a whole bunch of stuff just so she'd pay attention to me.
Now, did she have like cards and stuff when she was that age?
No, she was just really like she does charts. She's really into it.
Oh, that's cool.
She gets really cool and into it.
Very cool.
All right, let me take those. Welcome to the show.
Hi, this is Sarah Johnston. I was hoping to talk with Georgia.
How are you, Sarah?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, Sarah, I want you to tell the story of how we met.
Oh, okay. I was getting nervous there. I was at a friend's wedding on Long Island. Oh gosh, about 5-6 years ago.
Sarah
and
lives
you
down
were doing
south.
Yes, I'm from Virginia, and you were doing a psychic show. And we were leaving the building, getting ready to go, and we saw it, and my friends and I all decided to join in. So.
And that was like 6 years ago.
Yep.
So
I'd say 2015. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I love about doing the show, because people find you, and it's just really cool stories, and you get to reconnect. And I didn't know that, and I was actually giving her a Zoom reading. She had called for a personal reading, and when I saw her, she kind of looked familiar to me, but I didn't put it together. And then she told me, and I was like, "Oh my God, I do remember you." And I used to do like a lot of readings at those fairs, so it was amazing that.
Yeah, it's hard. Like sometimes when like I've been to those fairs, like a couple of times for work, they would and I look at the poor people like sitting there doing reading after reading, and I'm like, they just look so overwhelmed,
Well, and I have to tell you, I did that for a couple of years, and I actually did it on purpose because that was my classroom.
Right.
That was where I really learned about people and all kinds of stuff. So I'm glad I met you there, Sarah, because that was really cool.
Well, it was a very good reading too.
Thank you. It's hard for me to read people in 15 minutes, and I used to get in trouble all the time because I'd like spend a half hour with somebody.
Yeah.
So Sarah, do you want me to pick a card for you, or do you have a question?
Sure.
Do you have a question?
Oh no, a card would be great. Okay. I couldn't think of a question.
Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna actually pull a soul card. You know what? Nope. I'm gonna pull a circle of light card for you because they're just telling me to do that. So we'll get used to we'll warm up our circle of light cards tonight. All right. So I've got illumination. So I have to tell you, the last few times we spoke or chatted or whatever, messaged, however the medium was, I really felt like you are going through what I call an ascension, where someone is really opening up to a lot of spiritual stuff. And I know we talked about you also had a guide come in for you, which I love when people find guides. That is such a special thing. So this card says illumination, truth is a path lit by love. So whatever is happening for you now, a guide coming in, or if you're getting messages or you're just feeling very connected, know that that's all just the energy of love, and don't try to push it away or fear it or anything like that. Really know that you are so loved and this is happening to you for a reason.
Okay. So that's funny because I've felt a little disconnected lately.
Yeah, and that will happen because I think sometimes it gets overwhelming. But try and go into some quiet time, because I really feel strongly that you're growing in that way, and I wouldn't be surprised if you really started to tune in much more heightened in the next few days. Okay.
All right, great. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling in.
Do you want me to take the next call?
Sure. Okay. I love my Circle of Light cards. They're just so pretty, and I love purple and violet, and they're just so pretty. Mm-hmm. Soul Space. This is Georgia Rose. How can I help you?
Hello.
Hi. So who am I talking to?
Hi, my friend.
Oh, it's Janine. I recognize her voice. Janine, how are you doing? Me.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Janine is another warrior. Janine and Aaron are like my two, like the warriors who are like grinding it out every day, improving their lives, making decisions. Love, love, love them. So I'm going to pick a card for you, and I'm being told to pick a tarot card for you and a Circle of Light card. So let's see if they match, okay? My beautiful friend. Okay. Did you have a question for me?
No, just want a card. Okay. All right. Trying to stay positive with all these.
Yeah, definitely stay positive. You got the King of Cups. I feel like this is a male energy around you. I am getting the feeling, this is so weird because at first I was like, this is somebody who passed over, but I feel like this is something at work. Someone who is like hard to understand, but I feel like there's something that's going to happen over the next few days that really gives you a lot of insight. So look for some changes at work, like a person in authority, a male in authority or superior is going to come to you and tell you about a change or something. I feel that really strongly. Okay. And then the other soul card that I picked was Shadow. So this says light triumphs over all darkness. This is actually a photo of me in this card. Whatever occurs at work for you, I feel like things are changing because this gentleman is definitely a work gentleman for me. So whatever is happening at work that changes for you, don't assume, like let it sink in a little bit, because I feel like when I get the Shadow card, it's usually something that happened in the past. So when this change occurs at work, don't associate it with a change that's occurred for you before. Allow it to flow because this is new energy. Don't assimilate it with something that happened before, because I think it's really good, but I think you're going to have a tendency to like be negative about it in the beginning. So let it unfold and let it open up, and I'll be really curious to hear what it is, because I know you're going to have a story to tell us next week.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know if something's brewing, but something's about to go, but it's going to be in your favor. It's going to go your way. But at first you're like, well, that's not what I really wanted, but it's going to be really good for you.
Okay.
All righty.
Sounds good enough.
Yeah.
For me.
All right, sweetie. Have a good night.
See what happens.
Yes. And call back next week and tell us your story, because there's going to be one.
All righty.
I love the way
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love the way you did the purple on the screen, Sal. How did you do that? Is that just your phone? Everything's purple in the Soul Space
You just
studio.
bring out purple.
It's Zen. It's the Zencuda Zen purple. So, what else do I want to talk about? I'm thinking.
Oh, Elizabeth Batapede is watching.
Oh.
She's a good friend of Gov's Radio. And
oh, well, welcome tonight, Elizabeth. I hope I'm being inspirational. You know, usually I have like a theme plan for the show, or I have a guest that'll come on. Next week we're going to have a guest. But today I was really in the earthbound world a lot. I call it my earthbound world whenever I have to, go to an office and do my real job, because I'm not a psychic astrologer as my job yet. Hopefully you guys will all allow me to do that at some point. But, oh, thank you, John, saying goodbye. Love you. So today I was stuck in meetings for like a good part of the day. So when I come out of that earthbound 3-dimensional world, it's hard to switch back into 5D where I usually live.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm a little bit not as creative tonight, so I apologize to all of you, but we're having a good show. Maria Ramos, that's a new person watching. Linda Amori. Linda, I'm going to pick a card for you because I just want to. Linda, like I say, is always such a positive person. I love her so much. I'm actually going to pick a soul card for my honey because she is a sweetheart. And I haven't seen her in at least over a year. We have to have a gathering. All right. Wow. Linda, you got number 22, which is my number. Spiritual mastery. You must be doing some hard work, girlfriend, because I've got the spiritual mastery card for you. So you are definitely in the trenches. It says light raises our soul. So take that with you because I would definitely try to meditate or take some time because you got some major messages coming for you. Awesome. Awesome ascension. There's a lot of ascension energy out there, especially with the Taurus energy coming in because Taurus is a sensual energy, but it also allows us to stir our heart if we let it. So take some time out, especially this week coming up, to take some time to just be in contemplation, out in nature, which Taurus loves, or anything like that. All right. See, Linda says she definitely is getting deep messages, doing deep work. I can't wait to see everybody soon. They're going to do a drum circle or an event. I wonder if you guys will all come. We'll figure that out. So if anybody, I have a few more minutes left. If anybody wants to call into the show, that'd be great. Not a whole lot else going on in the astrology world. This year compared to last year is much calmer on the astrology, I have to say.
It's so weird because I was thinking about that last night. I was out in the backyard and it was nighttime and remember like all last year there were all these planets.
We had the Capricorn clump.
Yeah, like I felt like the whole sky was filled with just planets hanging down, like you could throw a baseball at them.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it was all in Capricorn. It was all like everything's transforming and everything's being destroyed so it can be new.
Yeah.
And now we've got a little lull in that, but we still have some changes coming. There's a lot of things that are happening globally. The personal planets are not that aspected this year. So it's a lot of catch up. We're going to be doing a lot of catch up, which is kind of nice. I know I also, like Pauline, have some South Node stuff going on. So I have been clearing and cleaning. That's the other thing that's going to be happening. When Saturn squares Venus, that's like around Saturday. That's Hearth and Home. You're going to see a lot of changes with Hearth and Home.
What does that mean? Sorry.
Cleaning out the house, cleaning up the house.
Spring
getting
cleaning,
rid of stuff,
gardening.
Purging, that kind of stuff. And it's so funny because whenever there's certain transits where that will be naturally happening, and whenever those transits happen and you drive down your street, you ever notice everyone puts their garbage, and all of a sudden everyone looks like they cleaned out their closets?
Right.
It's because of the astrology, because they're being, told to purge.
Right.
So if anybody has any final question they want to ask me, call in. The number for the show is 516-465-3990. And also Taurus, a lot of times when we have a lot of Taurus energy, we've got like 4 planets in Taurus right now. That'll also make us a little stubborn. So make sure you're not, being like the bull, sitting,
Yeah.
can't throw you over.
Yeah.
Because you're really, stubborn about it.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's actually 3 Taurus in our house.
Right. Tony's a Taurus too, right?
Yeah.
Tony and Sally do a great show every morning. So, do you find you guys get in a fight? You're both really stubborn. You don't want to move. Neither bull's going to move.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it is we agree on so many things.
That's good. Because
We really do.
It would be really hard.
We have the same work ethic. We have the same, the Taurus sensuality. We have like so many things in common.
That's beautiful.
Sense of humor, you know.
And you both, when you're in your presence, you both have a really great energy together.
Yeah, I love being with him. Like people say, "Oh, how can you work with your spouse?" Or but
it flows with you guys.
I just dig him.
Yeah, and I have to say, I like being in the energy of you both because it makes me feel stable.
Yeah, thanks.
It's like 2 big ends of the table, and they're really stable, and it just makes you want to sit down and hang out.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
I will be on Sally and Tony's show every first Monday of the month.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic.
So if you have
I'm looking forward to that. That'll be great.
Yeah, if you have any astrology questions or anything like that, you can call into the show. And, sometimes you have shows that are quiet, like tonight, and it's just the energy, and you got to flow with it. And other shows get a little crazy. I have to say, though, I hate to bring up current events, but when they were bringing that verdict out and I was on the way here, I was getting nervous. I just
what were you nervous about?
I don't know, because the media hypes everything up all the time.
Yeah.
That there's going to be unrest with this or that, and that's one of the reasons why I study astrology, because I always go to the stars for the real deal.
Yeah.
Because what people say on the media is always just BS, really, I think.
Yeah.
And then the sky never lies to me.
It had to go that way.
Yeah.
It just had to be that way to make things right, kind of, in a, in a situation where nothing can be right.
I guess. I mean, I just feel like sometimes fate just plays it out the way it's supposed to play out.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody wants to call in, we've got time for like one final caller, 516-465-3990. Oh, everybody's leaving early, so there must be something.
Oh, really? Like something's going on?
Everybody's saying goodbye out there.
Oh.
So if anybody wants to find out more about astrology or just the spiritual stuff, I also write a blog. You can get that on my Facebook page. And it is Georgia Rose and Zencuda. And Facebook, that's Facebook. YouTube is Zencuda. And Instagram is Zencuda Official. Uh-oh, somebody's calling it. Hi, welcome to Soul Space.
Hi, this is Terry, and I would love a card.
Oh, Terry, you are Sally's childhood friend, right? No? I have the wrong one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is?
I know a lot about Sally. Sally knows a lot about me.
Ooh, you know everything about
your
the
voice
Taurus.
just sounded different. I thought it was someone else. Huh.
No, it's me.
She's disguising her voice.
You disguised your voice.
I'm feeling just joyous and spontaneous.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Your
Terry,
crescent moon made you secretive, and you changed your voice.
So, Terry,
I could be feeling a little secretive.
When is your birthday?
April 29th. I was born at 11:03 a.m.
Wow, she knows it all. Pretty cool. So I'm going to pick a card for you.
Okay.
Everybody's got birthdays coming up. Ah, you got the Page
Sally's is the next day.
Page of Pentacles. So, Terry, I have to ask you, do you have sons? Do you have a son?
Nope, no children, just a dog.
Oh, that's good. The same with me. The reason why I ask that is because a lot of times when pages come up, it's usually a young male. So if there's a young male around you, I feel like you're going to be getting a message. Pages are usually messages, and pentacles would be a message about money or a job or something that you're looking to have an answer about in the material world, meaning not just anything in the material world, but something that would be abundant. Like, you can see the coins on the card. That is the pentacles. So I feel like you're going to get some kind of a message, but the message has something to do with like young male or teenagers or working with children or something like that. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. And now I'm going to pull a soul card for you too. I know you said you were retiring. Are you thinking about doing something with some kind of an organization?
Well, I have already retired. It's been 6 years, believe that or not, as young as I look. Yeah, 6 years. And I am waiting to hear about a part-time job back at the police department.
Okay. So that makes sense to me with this card. Because Page of Pentacles is usually a communication about a job or money or waiting to hear like about a loan or disbursement of some kind. So that kind of makes sense to me.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what the job entails, but I feel like you're going to be working with youth in some way.
Okay.
If not,
might be something I'm not aware of yet that might be coming my way.
Or something like that is going to cross your path. So be open to that. And this is so funny because I call this my superhero card. And this is like you going back to the police station. If you can see this card, it's like big Archangel Michael, or the superhero card, I call this. It's like a big angel wrapping their protective wings around someone. But it looks almost like a superhero. So to me, this is you, all your service, all the years of service that you've given. And now I feel like the world, the universe is coming in to protect you. So whatever you're waiting to hear about, this is going to be really great for you. And I feel like...
Okay, great.
Yeah, I feel like it not only does it go in your favor, but it gives you a lot of passion, a lot of spirit. Like you really love doing it. So it opens up other things.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's really cool. So take that with you.
Excellent. Yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Stay positive. You sound like you're in a great mood. So we'll go again.
Yeah. It's so weird that you're saying about a kid because I've been feeling like I'm directing back towards like something to do with what I used to do, which I did do juvenile cases. So I was thinking more maybe domestic violence.
Yeah. So maybe you work with children who are in those homes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I definitely feel that energy around you. And I also feel, I want to encourage you. You know, I said before on the show that it takes great courage to live your talents. And I just want to encourage you and everyone out there, like, if there's a passion you have and a talent for something, we have a responsibility to spread that around the world, you know? Like, we're really supposed to be out there giving to the world. So don't be afraid, like, just do it. And I think you're somebody who does that, and you're a good example of that.
Well, thank you. All right. So, I've just got a lot of thinking now. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. You know, especially I did a reading for someone privately last night, and they were in, like, what I call the third chapter of their life. Like, I'm kind of approaching that now to myself.
Right.
I hope I get a fourth chapter, but I don't know. So I always tell people, like, if you're going to retire or you're going to, don't, like, sit home and watch Wheel of Fortune.
Right.
Because there's so much life experience and so many things that you have done that you can bring forth to the world to help so many people.
Sometimes I think, like, that you should chill out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people, they've worked so many hours and so many years that they don't know how to just be.
Right.
And sometimes they, you know, you should probably take that as like some type of like self-reflection and then think about what you want to do. But
I agree.
Like, don't not think about the future and how you can help people.
I think that you have to take that transitional period, you know, and when I teach mindfulness classes, I always talk about that transition of don't fill it with space. Let yourself transition.
Right.
You know? Sarah says she just realized she was a Taurus rising. So there you go, Sarah. The energy is right in your favor. That's going to push things forward for you. Mary Jurgovan, welcome to the show. I haven't seen your name before. We got a lot of new people on. That's great. And if you want to share the show, tell people to tune in next Tuesday at 6:30. We would love that with my faithful engineer, Sally.
Thanks.
So that's our show for tonight, I think.
Yeah.